What's up guys, this is Shams11 and welcome to Enigmatis, the Ghosts of Maple Creek on the Xbox One, and a huge thank you to my old buddy Lucas from Artifex Mundi for providing this code. Okay, so what do we have? Well, it's Artifex Mundi and they specialise in hidden object games. They've previously released two others on Xbox One. There was Nightmares from the Deep and Clockwork Tales of Glass and Ink, both of which I've done reviews on, and I will leave the links to them hopefully in the description below if I've remembered. So what do we have with this one? Well, we are a detective who wakes up in a town alone after some horrific storm has hit and is still kind of hitting, with basically amnesia. We don't know what's going on, we don't know where we are, who we are, but the entire town is pretty much in ruins. There's been a horrific car crash at some point, and there's a bit of a mystery going on. As things kind of unravel, it turns out that Maple Creek has been the scene of rather a lot of disappearances and spooky goings on for a long time, and finally we are going to get to the bottom of things. This game came out fairly recently, 8th of April, and personally I like it. I mean, I like this type of game, which is just as well because Artifex Mundi have a lot of these on PC, and it seems hopefully quite a few of them are going to make it over to Xbox One. They do appear to be the only people that are doing these, certainly to this kind of level. In comparison to the other two that they've released, I have found this one actually the best story. I've enjoyed this story quite a lot. The puzzle solving is fairly standard, as in the hidden objects is, you know, can you find the objects? Some of them are a little bit obscure, I suppose, for people who are inexperienced with hidden object games, or indeed younger players. You might struggle to know what some of the things are, like an anchor, like the Amiga sign, but if you know these things, it's really not an issue. There are, of course, always the options to skip various puzzles, and you can get hints to help you along the way. Achievement-wise, fairly standard. Just a casual playthrough will net you most of them. There is an achievement for completing the game on hard. The difference between normal and hard is basically you get less hints, but if you play it through first time on normal, as I always do, and then play them through on hard, it's not too tricky at all. For those that are die-hard achievement hunters, there are full and comprehensive guides online, and you can smash out, in all honesty, you could probably do the hard playthrough in an evening. If you're not using guides, which of course for me I find much more enjoyable, that's why I play it through on normal first of all, you're still looking at a relatively short game. I would say you're looking at 4 hours of gameplay, depending on, you know, how good your brain is at working out the various, sometimes obscure paths we have to get to solving mysteries. This one has you know, some nice cutscenes that are involved. My only negative I will say about the cutscenes is some of the voice acting is utterly horrific. And Artifex Mundi, I am available for your next game should you need some help. This does also contain my favourite line in a game ever, the Polish sausage, it tastes of Polish. I don't know why I love that line, but yeah, you know, as I say, fairly straightforward, fairly simplistic. Achievements wise, you know, nothing too tricky. Complete puzzles within, you know, so many seconds, find so many clues in so many seconds, you know, don't use hints, that type of thing.
Can I interest you in?
I mean, this is my example. Polish sausage, it tastes
Polish.
There you go.
Who are you?
Brilliant line. You do, of course, in this get the DLC as well. The DLC is ridiculously short. I think I did all of that through in about 40-45 minutes. Again, there is a guide online. You could probably cut that down to half an hour if you were really pushing it and ignoring the story. But basically, the DLC acts as a prequel to the game, and does tie in quite nicely, I have to say. Again, the story is pretty good. It has to leave it pretty open, otherwise, yeah, the main game wouldn't happen. But you know, heading onto the Artifex Mundi site, there are sequels, there are other games coming as well, and I do hope they come over to Xbox One, because, you know, overall I have enjoyed this. Like I say, if you want an easy 1000G, you can easily pick that up. If you just want a nice relaxing game to play one weekend, this will certainly, you know, while away the hours whilst you do so. As always, guys, if you have found this review of any use at all, please leave me a little comment, maybe even give me a thumbs up, or have a look at some other reviews. If you found this review terrible, well, I'm sorry. It is an opinion at the end of the day, but, you know, that's why the thumbs down is there. Feel free to hammer that. You can always find me on Twitter at Shams11, or on the Xbox itself. My gamertag is, of course, Shams11. Come have a little chat with me. Leave me a comment below if you've played this, if you're thinking of getting it, if you've played the previous ones. Thank you ever so much for watching. Till next time.